come to Daniel, who asks, Dave, hello, Matt. Dave, I was looking at some of the Kickstarter rewards from the previous service archives and noticed that some of them had a backer reward option for a tour of the off-White House, along with what was essentially a, quote, bring your kid to work day, unquote. How did those tours go? There was only the one, which was Gabe M. from Australia, inherited, it's not a giant pile of money, but relative to what he was used to, a giant pile of money, and decided, okay, this is the only time I'm ever going to have this much money. I'm going to take a leave of absence from my job and go to North America and do all the North American things that I've always wanted to do and never could do and never will be able to do again. And one of those was the off-White House tour. He was actually even nice enough to say that he paid something like 100% more for his Hamilton tickets on Broadway than he paid for the off-White House tour, but the off-White House tour was better. Would you bring the option back for future Service Archive Kickstarters? Thanks, Daniel F. And I stopped offering it because I think that Gabe was here 2018. I think it was 2018, and then didn't have a Kickstarter, I don't think, in 2019. And then COVID hit, and it was, well, you're not going to get anybody flying from anywhere to come and see an off-White House tour until this craziness is over with. And that craziness has now been over with for 2 years. So, definitely, I would be willing to offer it again on the next Kickstarter for Service Archive Portfolio number 11 and Nerudibus. I'll have to get somebody to check and see what was I charging for that, and see what that would translate it into in 2024 dollars, which I'm still getting used to. We're all still getting used to how badly eroded is every currency. We know how every currency is doing relative to every other currency. That's what the money markets are all about. But seriously, how much is inflation affecting that? So actually, Daniel, if you want to do the research on that, just go back through the Service Archive Kickstarters and see what was the charge that I had on the last one. I will say, again, this is why it's worthwhile to listen to Please Hold for Dave Sound. Even if the price goes up 20-25% from that price, I'll let you have it for that price, whatever it was that Gabe paid for it, if you are actually interested.
Without looking, I'm fairly certain it was $900.
Was it 900? Okay.
Pretty sure. I'd bet your house on it.
What's that?
I'd bet your house on it.
Well, fortunately, it's not my house. It's Aardvark Van Heim's house.
Well,
I did that from the outset. That no, this is. I want to give myself a poison pill here. If your corporation owns the house and you sell it, you have to pay capital gains on it, and that will keep me from ever being tempted to sell the off-white house. This is the Cerebus house. This is the Cerebus archive house. I just happen to be the guy what's living here right now.
900, because I remember every time it was on the Kickstarter, I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna, have $1,000 burning a hole in my pocket, and I'm gonna go do this. And every time the Kickstarter would come up, I'm like, hey, let's see if I have $100 to just back the regular Kickstarter.
Right. I appreciate your interest, Daniel, and I'm sure that we can work something out, because it's definitely in the category of, in terms of just keeping my head above water and Aardvark Anaheim's head above water. There are very few things that I could do in the course of 12 hours that would bring in $900. So $900 US. I'll qualify it at least that far. But feel free to call and leave a message at 519-576-0610, or anybody else that is interested in the Off-White House tour. Gabe and I gave him the tour. We sat and talked for about an hour or an hour and a half first, just to find out what he was most interested in, what aspects of Cerebus interested him the most. And then after the tour, no photography. I prefer that if somebody's paying to see the stuff, somebody else doesn't get to see it online for free. And then we did a driving tour, took a taxi, and drove around to Forest Heights Collegiate, where I went, which was interesting. As the taxi was going past Forest Heights Collegiate, Bryan Adams' The Summer of '69 came on, and of course I started at Forest Heights Collegiate in the summer of '69, September of 1969. And then around the corner from there to Lynn Morrison's house, who is the bassist for Jaka. And then around the corner from there to Sherry Hayden's house, who was my first crush when I was like 8, 9 years old, and which I made use of in going home. 282 Westmount Road East, where I lived with my parents from 1958 to 1976. The apartment building where Denny was living on Weaver Street, where we lived on Weaver Street on the other side of Benton, that no longer exists. The house that I was living in when I first moved out of my parents' place, and where I actually first drew Cerebus, the former locations of Now and Then Books. Both of them are closed and shuttered. 103 Queen Street South and 90 Queen Street South. So it is a full day, and it's the only drawback would be if I'm really in the middle of something on Strange Death of Alex Raymond, I might have to take, how would I put this? We'll still sit and talk, as I did with Gabe for, like I said, about an hour and a half, just trying to find the range on his interests. But I might be turned around looking at the drawing board, because particularly with Strange Death of Alex Raymond, if I'm working on a page and I'm still just working out the composition, sizes, proportions, all kinds of stuff like that, I need to have staring at the page time. So it'll seem rude, like I'm really not paying attention to you. I am paying attention to you. It's just that my eyes and my creative part of my brain have to be looking at the drawing board. That would be the only thing different now from when Gabe was here.
Okay.